Today is about to be so awesome. I am in the home of the world-famous Rich Purnell, and he's opened for legends such as Keith Urban and Charlie Daniels. He's toured all over the country and even as far as the Philippines. And today we get an inside scoop on Rich Purnell. Rich, thank you so much for welcoming me into your beautiful home. I see that you have already decorated for Christmas. Was that you or is that your wife?
My wife.
Your wife?
Of course, yes. My wife.
Well, it is absolutely beautiful, and thank you so much for having me today. Well, I would love to start at the very beginning when music became a part of your life. At what age was the musician in you born?
I would say around the age of 10 is when I realized that music would be a big part of my life. Yes.
And did you have any influences in your life?
My parents, of course. My mother, she sang a lot around the house, and my grandmother sang too. Also, my father, he played the piano. So we were indoctrinated into the music business early.
So it was in your blood. And so you said your grandmother and your mother sang around the home. What kind of songs did they sing?
Well, my grandmother and mother, they sang gospel.
The gospel.
Music. Yes, of course.
So with your parents, playing the piano and singing, I would guess that they were very encouraging for your career as a musician.
No, they discouraged me from being a musician.
Interesting. Okay.
Because they felt that I should have been a doctor or something.
Even with them?
Nature.
Okay,
Yes.
Interesting. I guess I'm interested in, when did you tell them that you wanted to be a musician? I mean, as your career, that you wanted to move forward with doing that as your life's work?
I think they always knew because from the age of 10, I started learning how to play the piano. And then when I went to high school, I started playing the trumpet, then the trombone. And I started singing around the other kids in school. So they kind of knew what I was getting ready to do.
It was just always a part of your life.
Right.
How would you describe the type of music that you create?
It's a mixture of country, rock and roll. It's a variety of a lot of stuff.
And were you doing that in high school as well?
Yes.
So,
yes.
oh wow.
So,
and how was that? I guess in high school when you were performing, do you have any like talent show stories or anything like that? Or how did you perform in high school?
we had a music, during the spring, they had like a musical, and I was asked to perform by some of my students in front of for the whole school.
Mm-hmm.
Because people recognized, when I was in high school that I liked to sing.
Mm-hmm. So
we did a few musicals in school.
And where did you go to high school?
Cardinal Doherty High School. That was in Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia. And so it seems like you started to be perceived and accepted as a musician, and people wanted to see you perform. And were you nervous about performing in front of like the whole school at that time, at that age?
I was always nervous.
No, always nervous.
Always.
Do you still get nervous?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes. Even today, if you were to ask me to perform in public, I would go through my ritual of being nervous.
Yeah. So you just
and
accept that's part of performing, is that nervous energy.
it's part of the whole thing.
So that's fascinating to me. And what is your creative process like? I guess we'll go back a little bit when you're before performing and creating your music. What is that whole creative process like?
Well, I'm an introvert by nature,
Mm-hmm.
so I prefer to be alone, and that's when my creative mind starts to.
It just kind of opens up, and it's
Right.
interesting. With your music, what inspires you?
I'm inspired by my emotions, what I'm feeling at that moment.
Okay.
If I'm feeling sad, then I'm probably going to start writing some sad songs. When I'm happy, I'm singing happy songs.
Yeah.
Everything's inspired by my emotions.
Have you been writing during this year, during 2020?
Yes. I wrote a few songs this year about traveling to New York City.
Mm-hmm. 2020 has been a challenging year for everyone. We've had to learn how to adapt with the circumstances that have been given to us. Has that been your major obstacle as a musician, or do you think that you've had other obstacles that have been larger than what 2020 has presented?
As a musician, what's going on in 2020, I've been able to actually go back to the starting.
Oh, okay.
Rock.
So just beginning your career.
And rewrite and redo everything that I've done and wasn't successful in the past. But it's almost like a second chance at life, you know, because now the whole music industry, everybody's on a level playing field. Nobody can sing in public, you know, so we're going to have to try to do it another kind of way. And I feel that by giving interviews and doing music videos, I can still reach out to the audience and share.
Which is wonderful. And in that respect, you know, it seems that everyone is relying heavily on the internet and being able to share their music still, because live performances are few and far between with what we're going through right now. So the internet has been such a wonderful resource in that respect. How else, or has the internet affected musicians in any other respect?
This is only my opinion, but I feel like the internet has leveled the field.
Okay.
So if somebody was here and somebody was down here, well, now you can't perform at the Amway Theater anymore.
Right.
Okay.
You don't have that behind you.
No, you can only perform in your garage.
Right.
Okay, like everybody else.
Yeah, so everyone's performing
So
in the
it's a
garage.
level playing field.
Yeah, so if there's a message that you could give to your fans that are also aspiring musicians, what would that message be?
Well, first of all, I want to tell my fans that I love you. I miss you, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay, and as far as inspiring other people, I would say dream big, think big, and never give up on your dreams. Love what you do, because it's not work when you love what you do, and it doesn't get any better than that. And that's why I'm still here. That's why I hope to be around when this whole thing is over, and you'll see me again soon.
I love that. So you've opened for some pretty heavy hitters: Keith Urban, Charlie Daniels. Is there a musician that you haven't opened for that you would love to?
There is one guy I like today, Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
yes.
if I had the opportunity to work with him, I would work with him.
Wonderful.
Okay, so
So Bruno Mars. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's today. But
Did you hear that, Bruno?
but as far as the past, I would have liked to have worked with Prince. I would like to have sang on stage with Elvis Presley.
Wow, okay.
So,
and I noticed you have some Elvis, artwork up in your home. Was he a huge influence of yours?
Oh yes, most definitely. He his music was so smooth. Yes, I don't know. He was like the total package, and I'm a dude, and
But you can admit he was the total
I'm a dude looking at another dude. And I'm saying he's the total package. And he inspired me a lot.
Wonderful.
I've lost the words when I speak about Elvis. Also, there's another one, David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like him.
So talking about some of these venues that you've performed in, because you've performed all over the country, as far as the Philippines, what have been some of the biggest venues that you've performed in?
Well, we performed at Universal Orlando several times. We've done the Hard Rock at Universal Orlando. We've did Disney World, the Swan, Disney Swan. When Wet n Wild was here in Orlando, we did that too.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yes.
What kind of events did you do at Wet n Wild, out of curiosity?
Well, I had a show called the Elvis Hawaiian Tribute Show, and so I had the hula dancers, fire dancers, the whole 9 yards.
Oh.
We did a luau. We used to do luau shows.
Wow, that sounds like it's pretty, like a lot of spectacle
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So you have the hula dancers and you said fire dancers as well?
Everything.
Wow.
Everything.
So would something like that be your favorite, where you could incorporate, all these dancers with you as well? Would that?
Well, that was one of the things we did for a long time. We were doing that for almost 18 years, and so now we're going solo.
Very cool. So, what is the best advice you have been given that really helped you follow your career as a musician?
It's the same advice that I would give everybody else. Dream big, think big, and never give up. Stay determined. Don't take no for an answer.
You could change anything about the industry, anything at all. What would it be?
Well, I think Prince had it right when he said that we should own our own music. And before he passed on, he had been able to own his own music, and I think that should be changed throughout the whole industry.
What's your favorite song to sing?
Walk a Mile in My Shoes. That's the truth.
That's your favorite one? I love that though.
Do you know the lyrics?
I don't know all the lyrics.
Okay, before you abuse, criticize, or accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
Yes. When did you write that?
No, I didn't write that song. That song was a song that was popular. Elvis Presley recorded that song.
Oh, but you have a
Back in
cover
the
of it
70s.
though.
Yes, I do a cover. Yeah.
So that's your all-time favorite song to sing.
It's not my all-time, but it's something that's it's in every show.
Okay.
Because I don't, I can't explain it, but when you go on stage and you're worried about how people see you. And so just sweating,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to project to the people.
And performing's hard. It's not easy.
Before you accuse me of anything, just walk a mile in my shoes. I want them to feel what I'm going through.
So is that something that's early on in the show then, or?
It's basically the first.
It's
song.
the very first song.
Yes.
So you get it out there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is me.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yes.
And you love to sing it.
Uh-huh.
And so that really gets you going then too,
Yes,
if it's your
yes,
first song.
Yes.
Oh man. What has been on stage? Has there been a moment that you remember, or a time that you're like, this has been one of the best moments of my musical career on stage? Do you have anything like that?
Well, I've had people come up and they just want to touch me, touch my arm, touch my leg, or they just like Elvis, I hand out scarves,
Mm-hmm.
or I hand out lays, and they're
They love
reaching
it.
out and they want to do that. Yeah.
And you feel the energy. I think there's nothing, you can't describe the energy between a performer and the audience. It's,
Right.
it's something, and that's something that I do miss in the virtual world, is you don't get that
Right.
that connection with
Right.
them. But I'm so happy that you are finding different ways to adapt to 2020 and what this year has brought us. Thank you so much for continuing to share your love of music and your music to the world, even during this uncertain time.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you so much for having me into your beautiful home. Your wife did an excellent job decorating for Christmas.
Did you hear that, Michelle?
And,
All right.
do you have anything else that you would like to share with the fans, or anything at all?
Just say your prayers, wear your mask. We're going to get through this, and I'll see you soon. I love you all.
And if they have any questions, can they ask in the comments below, and we might be able to get to those in the next interview?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, they can.
Well, thank you so much, Rich.
Thank you. Thank you.